Yeah, and I think that's the thing. When people are told that we live in a 10 or 11 dimensional manifold, what does that mean to them? What can it mean
Mm-hmm.
to someone who hasn't studied?
Okay.
What can it mean to someone who hasn't formally studied mathematics to be told that we live in a 10 or 11 dimensional universe in which gravity might be leaking off our four-dimensional brain into another brain? I mean,
I,
most people throw up their hands and say, I really don't understand a bar of that. And I mean, I personally love reading about this stuff because I've got degrees in physics and math, but I am really, really concerned and really interested in the question of how can we take this, really, it is a very elite activity doing theoretical physics and turn it into something that is accessible to a much wider proportion of our people. And I am concerned that there is a tension building. I mix equally in the arts and the sciences, and I see a fair bit of hostility coming from the sciences towards what is being done in the arts. People who are saying this is not so much about physics, but the hostility, there is a lot of hostility now saying, well, people like psychologists or psychiatrists or historians or anthropologists, those kinds of fields are supposedly becoming dead, and the kinds of explorations that they're taking on should be done by hard sciences. And equally, I see hostility from humanities peoples who feel very under threatened these days, in a lot of them, because their jobs are really being taken away as more and more resources in universities are being given to things like neuroscience. And they see, the sciences are just claiming epistemological supremacy and without actually acknowledging the great resources of knowledge and insight that do come from subjects like history and sociology.
yeah. I mean, the main hostility, I guess, I've sensed emanating from, people who purport to be speaking on behalf of science or from the standpoint of science, is really toward, I would say, religion and philosophy more
Mm-hmm.
than. I mean, they may mock the the ineffectuality of the social sciences in being predictive or something, and they may say someday this will all be reduced to physical laws and they finally will be predictive and they'll become true sciences. But I've gotten more, I would say I feel more of a sense of threat among philosophers and like maybe theologians and religious believers from science than I do so much from social scientists. Now, of course, there are social sciences such as anthropology, maybe where there's some kind of postmodern influence that tends to be mocked by certain people. But I would say that's a little less true of things like political science and history. Anyway, there is a certain amount of ill will floating in both directions, I guess. If you divide the world between the humanities and the sciences, I haven't seen a lot of hostility from scientists toward art. I think they just think of it as like, go ahead, have your fun.
Oh, sorry, I meant arts in the
In
traditional
the sense of humanities.
yes, in
Right.
the
Okay.
straight.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I'm with you there.